Hey everybody, it's Christina with Christy Fit 31, and today our chat topic is going to be strength versus size, which is something people tend to ask about. What's the difference between strength and size? So let's jump on in. I'm being beeped at by my computer and drinking some coffee with some Premier Protein in it. So strength is about increasing force production, also known as moving weight. So in strength training, your goal is to be moving more weight in a squat, in a bench press, in a deadlift. You're trying to get the goal to move more weight off the ground, off your body, etc. Size is about getting a pump, which is getting the blood to that muscle flow to make that muscle look bigger, known as the pump, and increasing microscopic damage or tears in that muscle that you are working, which will then cause it to repair and grow. So in training, your hypertrophy training, which is what I just said, hypertrophy is microscopic damages or tears to the muscle so that they can recover and grow. Increases the growth of the muscle cells. This growth is best achieved by lifting weight. Achieved by lifting weight. In most cases, if you're training for size, hypertrophy, bodybuilding, trying to just get a certain look aesthetically, you're going to gain strength. They kind of come together. For strength training, you generally want a lower rep range and heavier resistance or weight. So there's different rep ranges for a lot of people. You'll see kind of the bigger guys hitting that 3 to 5 rep range, taking a really long rest in between. You'll see the people in the middle doing 6 to 8 or 6 to 10 rep ranges, and then you'll see the people that like to do like 12 to 20 or 25 rep ranges. So your different rep ranges are just going to do different things. Your lower rep ranges are going to be obviously for more strength. You're pushing as much weight as you can for 3 to 5 reps and having a good rest period in between. That way your body can recover enough to do that next set. When you do that middle range, you generally need a smaller amount of rest. So instead of like a 3 to 5 minute rest, when you're doing your 6 to 10 rep range, I generally need about 1 minute rest, maybe 2 at max. Generally around 1 is plenty for me. And when you're doing your 15 to 20 rep range, you're really getting a good amount of blood flow and pump. That you're going to need a smaller rest range. Obviously, that higher rep, you're going to be using lighter weight. You're kind of getting the pump. In my programming, I like to do a mix of all three. So a lot of times my clients will see that some exercises, they have a smaller rep range between probably at the lowest, I do maybe 4, like if you're doing a really heavy leg press or a really heavy squat, 4 to 5 reps, and I'll go all the way up to 15 reps a lot of times. I try not to do 20 with clients just because they're spending money and we're spending a lot of time together. So it just depends. And that 15 to 20 higher rep range is going to be a lot more endurance because you're going to have to endure it a lot more. So that'll help build your endurance training. Let's see. Low rep strength work is primarily neuromuscular. You'll be upgrading your CNS, which is your central nervous system. It's all about training that central nervous system and how to bring more muscle to the table or increase motor unit requirement or recruitments. Excuse me. So you're just getting your body to bring more muscle into it because you're having to recruit other muscle groups to help you push that weight. So when you do a chest press, it is a compound movement, meaning it's using more than one muscle at a time. So not only are you using your chest and pecs, but a lot of times you're bracing with your shoulders, your triceps are going to help engage. So other things are helping engage. It's not just a bicep curl where you're only recruiting just one muscle. You're recruiting more than one, which is why so many people always want compound lifts in there. It's the most bang for your buck. You're working more than one muscle at once. Training for size is more physiological than neurological. It's about upgrading your body. You're forcing the tissues like bone, connective tissue, and muscles to develop and grow stronger. So how do you know how much volume you should be training, and what is volume? Training volume is just the number of sets and reps in a given workout. The more exercises and sets for a body part, the greater your training volume. Now you don't want to overdo it on volume and you don't want to underdo it. You want to find a good happy medium. So So generally when you start out, 3 days a week, 30 minutes is generally great for most people. And then you can add more intensity, more volume as you get better. You have to stress and fatigue the muscles. A lower rep range we already talked about. Weight load is going to depend on your rep range. Obviously, if you have less reps, it's going to be heavier weight. If you have that middle range, it's going to be a moderate weight. And if you have a heavy rep range, it's going to be a lighter weight. Whatever your rep range is, you want those final reps to be a struggle, not to the point of injury pinching, but you want those last 2 to 3 reps to really be a struggle. You want to be feeling that kind of muscle burn. Stress is going to be where your growth happens. Growth is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be in your mindset. Like, how much do you want it? It's going to be hard work. It's going to be consistency. It's going to be dedication. You're not always going to be motivated. We did a talk on motivation versus discipline. You're going to have to be disciplined, dedicated, and you're going to have to develop a conscious habit to get in there and do it. So that's the difference between size and strength. Our next chat, I think we're going to be talking about how exercise is really beneficial for combating depression and anxiety, and just how much better it can be for you. And there's other benefits just besides how you look. We can also do a talk just on, obviously, mindset, growth, things like that. Like I said, it's not always easy. There's days I don't want to work out either. There are days even people that love fitness don't want to do it. We're tired of tracking our macros. It is something you really have to make manageable in your own way. And that's why I tell people, like, you don't need to cut everything out. Make sure you still have a treat every once in a while. Make sure it's manageable and it's something that you're going to be able to do for your entire life. It has to be something you enjoy. So I hope this was beneficial and educational to you. I absolutely love researching these topics and just growing my own mindset as well. So you guys have a wonderful day.